I wanted to go get something for my lathe. I'm going to get a manifold, and I'm going to get a fish tank with about 3 valves on it to adjust my fluid. Started down the road, just got going on the bike, short sleeve shirt, got about a mile and a half from the house. Man, it hit me. The thing went up in my shirt, nailed me on the back. It hit hard, so I knew. Swung around, I'm close to home, so I come back. I had the B-kit EpiPen with me, stuck it in my leg, and then you count to like 10. So I injected myself with that stuff, but whew, I can feel it. Stung up here, but you inject your leg, so it takes a little while. So I got to sit around. If my nerves don't calm down, I got to go to the hospital, but I think I'll be all right. Usually it always is, but oh man, I can really feel it now. My hands shake. I thought while I'm waiting, I'll put some gas in the bike. Holding that pump, my hands just going. You can see it's just, they're not steady. They're just, that's the way that stuff affects you. So from now on, no matter how hot, no matter what's going on, long sleeve shirt. It had to go right up my sleeve in here. Whew, man. And wasps hurt me the worst. Hornets are next, then other little bees. Now if a sweat bee or mosquito, they don't bother me. But that, boy, when it hit, I knew it. I knew it was something bigger, because it just felt like somebody sticking you with a nail or something. I can feel it back there getting a little better. It's kind of itchy, but it's not stinging like before. I had the wife look at it. There's no stinger in it. Man, scary stuff. I make sure I always have that. And they sell the 2-pack, so that's nice. She has one I can carry with me now. I just have to remember to take it, because she usually has one in her purse, so we go together. I usually don't take it. It's just your nervous system starts shaking. Oh man, that stuff affects you quick too. About a mile and a half down the road, so you're talking 3 miles on a bike. I was hitting 60, 65, close to 70 coming back up, because I didn't want to do it there. I'm on a bend. I didn't want to go to the top of the hill and there's a pull off. I thought, I'm that close, a mile and a half away, I'm going to just come straight back home. I pulled off and took my shirt and shook it all out and made sure it wasn't still in there. That's what it is. So if you have an EpiPen, man, you learn to keep it with you. You have to have it in this kind of weather in the summer. The only good thing about the winter is you don't have the bees. But wow. Like I said, it hit me. I knew it was something bigger than just a little sweat bee or something. No more riding with a t-shirt, never. If I'd had a short sleeve shirt on it, or long sleeve, it would have probably hit the shirt and bounced off. It went right up under that shirt there, because you got your arms out on the handlebars, and crawled up in the back. I didn't feel crawling or nothing. I didn't feel it until it zapped. And then the wife said, yeah, there's a sting back there, you can see it. So I gotta wait about a half an hour or so. You'll take care of it. And then I can go off and get a air supply system for that. Like I said, for the aquariums, they have the little gang valves, you know, to let more air out of each one. They're real. I was gonna make one, but heck, I can get out and buy one of those real quick. Oh man, feeling better.
I was just coming out to ask you.
So I'm feeling better now. I got on the bike and I went down to a pet supply place. It's only about 4 miles from here, and I picked up these valves for fish tanks, aquariums. They're air, but I'm going to be using it for my cooling system. I got it, and then I got 10 foot of tubing. Might as well get blue, matches the lathe. So I'm going to set this up. I can put my airline, which it would be for an aquarium, but I can put my line on there, so I can go from this to my other hose. Then I'll have 2 that I can open and a couple hoses down. So I'll open them all real wide at first, and then I can just keep turning these two down until this one goes out to the cooling system on top of the lathe. So that way I can control the amount. You couldn't just use one because you close it way down if you just want a small fine stream going down so it don't splash everywhere. You're putting too much pressure on the pump, so it's best to open it wide open, open these, then start closing these down, so you'll have some coming out of here, your stream you want. The other one or two, you can have a little bit coming out of them, so your pump isn't working real hard. So over the bee sting, don't even feel like it happened now. So on to the rest of it. So for my tubing hookup, I'm going to have this coming up to here, but I have to go from here to this size to get to that for the little thing I have there, three-way valve. So what I did was, on the lathe, I made a little adapter, the two sizes I need, and a hole. I made the hole as big as I could. This can be a little thinner wall than I usually use because that'll be just that air tubing for the aquarium. It'll go on there. So this will go on there. A piece of this will go on here like that. Then it'll go up into here to the bottom. Then this same tubing from here out. There'll be one here. I found I just need two because I had this hooked up. If I have this going to my cutter, this one open a little bit, I can adjust this one to put more and less out of here. This can be closed off. So that's the way it's going to work. Looking good. I put the main line coming in on here. This is going out to my lathe. This one goes down just to the tray underneath, so I can adjust this one in and out to get the fluid I need. If there's too much going in there, it'll go up into this one. This one's closed off, it's extra. So over here, how I hooked it up on the lathe was, this is a piece of tubing for brake lines. It bends easy. I took my bender and bent it down, and the airline tubing that I'm using for fluid, it's a perfect size for it. Pushed it on, put a little tab here. I had an extra nut for on top of here, so I can loosen this and turn it back and forth this way. I can loosen this to slide it in and out so no matter where I want it, I can put it. And you can see it's right above the cutter blade. So now let me find the plug. I got so many plugs around here. Down here. I gotta plug something else. I don't know what this is here. Oh, the drill. Okay, so now I'll plug it in and let the fluid come out and see how it looks. It's plugged in. I can see it's going up through the hoses. Yep, it's coming out. It's coming up this hose here. There it is. There it is, right on my cut. And I have it to where some, if you see over here, some's going down the other line. This is closed off so much, the excess is going down here. It's like a bypass. Now it quit, so I just closed my bypass a little bit. I had it pretty open. Okay. There. It's starting to come again now once it gets a good flow like that. If that's a little bit too much, I open this one, the other for my bypass, and it'll cut down. Take me a little while to just get them right, then you leave them. There it is. See, it actually stops sometimes, but that's fine. That's about where I want it. Maybe open this and a little more. Then you got to let it run a while to see how it's doing. But I'll get a fine adjustment where I just need it a little bit. Okay, I'll unplug that. Then one thing I noticed was today I come out, there was some of this fluid on the ways and back here when I moved the compound, And I wondered, you know, it didn't rust it. So it does have, what do you call it in it, stuff that it won't allow it to rust. Rust inhibitor. And that's it. It works great. So, finally got it all done. Let me get the camera. I come up with a great lid for over that 5-gallon bucket. I mean, it's beautiful. I went to the dollar store and got a roasting pan. It was $1. One of them aluminum ones, you know, you roast a turkey or chicken in it and throw it away. It fit right over the bucket. So, hey, that's all I need to keep the dirt out. So that cost me $1. And the stuff from the aquarium place was $8 altogether. And you can see my line hanging here. I can just leave it. That ain't gonna hurt nothing. But that feed goes right, and I can adjust it back and forth. It'll go with the compound. Done.